Why don't we eat predators? Think about the last time you walked through a supermarket. There was beef, chicken, pork, lamb, maybe fish, but there was one category of animal completely missing. No lion steaks, no wolf burgers, no tiger sausages. And that's strange when you think about it. Predators are made of meat. Some of them are huge, some of them are incredibly muscular, and humans have hunted animals for thousands of years. So why did we build entire industries around eating cows, chickens, sheep, and pigs, but almost never the animals that eat them? Most people think it must be because predators are dangerous, or rare, or because they look too majestic to put on a plate. Those reasons matter, but they are not the real answer. The real answer is hiding in something called the food chain. And once you see it, you will understand why a lion can eat hundreds of animals in its lifetime, but almost never makes sense as food for us. First, an important correction. Humans do eat predators sometimes. People eat tuna, salmon, catfish, crocodile, frog legs. In some places, people eat bear or wild boar. So this is not a story about a universal rule. It is about a pattern. The bigger, more purely carnivorous, and higher up the food chain an animal gets, the less likely it is to become a normal farm animal. To see why, imagine a simple field. Grass grows from sunlight, water, and soil. A rabbit eats the grass. A fox eats the rabbit. Then a wolf eats the fox. At every step, most of the energy disappears. The rabbit uses energy to run, stay warm, breathe, grow fur, and stay alive. The fox does exactly the same. By the time energy reaches the wolf, only a small fraction of the original energy from the grass is left. Nature can do this because nature is not trying to run a profitable supermarket. But if you are a farmer, that lost energy becomes a problem. A cow can eat grass, grain, or other plant-based feed and turn some of it into meat. A chicken can eat grains, insects, and food scraps and grow quickly. But a lion cannot eat grass. A lion needs meat. So to farm lions, you would first need to farm cows, chickens, pigs, or other animals just to feed the lion. Then, after months or years of feeding them, you would finally get lion meat. You are basically feeding livestock to livestock. It is the long way around every time. Imagine trying to make one hamburger. You could raise a cow, feed it plants, and make the burger. Or you could raise several cows, feed them plants, slaughter some of them to feed a lion, wait for the lion to grow, and then make one much more expensive burger. That is the predator problem in one picture. Predators are not bad at being animals. They are just inefficient animals to farm for meat. And the higher up the food chain they are, the worse the math becomes. Then there is the problem of time. Animals we commonly farm were chosen for a reason. Chickens grow fast and lay many eggs. Pigs can have large litters. Cattle and sheep are relatively manageable in group. But many large predators grow slowly, need huge territories, and produce fewer young. A lioness does not produce dozens of offspring every year like a chicken farm. A tiger does not happily live packed into a barn with hundreds of other tigers. Most predators evolve to compete for space, hunt, defend territory, and avoid rivals. Those are terrible traits for a cheap, predictable meat industry. And then comes the obvious part. Handling a frightened chicken is difficult. Handling a frightened tiger is a completely different business. Farm animals can still be dangerous. Bulls, pigs, and even geese can hurt people. But predators come equipped with claws, powerful jaws, speed, and instincts built for killing prey. Every fence must be stronger. Every worker needs more protection. Every mistake becomes more expensive. And that means predator meat would not just cost more because the animal ate more. It would cost more because keeping it alive would be harder, riskier, and more complicated. But there is another reason that is less obvious. Predators can carry a record of everything below them in the food chain. When a small fish absorbs a tiny amount of mercury from its environment, it may not seem like much. But then a bigger fish eats many small fish, and a shark eats many bigger fish. Over time, some contaminants can build up in animals higher in the food chain. This is called biomagnification. It is one reason public health guidance is more cautious about eating certain large, long-lived predatory fish, including shark and swordfish. Cooking can kill many germs, but cooking does not magically remove mercury. Land predators can also bring food safety challenges. Wild carnivores and omnivores can carry parasites, including trichinella in some species. That does not mean every predator is unsafe to eat. It means turning predator meat into a reliable everyday product requires more monitoring, more care, and more cost. And by this point, the supermarket has a much easier choice. Why sell lion when beef is cheaper? Why raise wolves when chicken grows faster? Why create an industry around an animal that needs meat, space, safety systems, and years of care, when a lower food chain animal can provide more food with fewer resources? That is why the meat aisle is mostly full of herbivores and omnivores, not because people made one global rule against predators. predators, but because, over thousands of years, people kept learning the same lesson. The animals closest to plants usually make more practical food. The animals at the top of the food chain usually make more practical hunters. There are also cultural reasons. In some places, a predator is a symbol of strength, national identity, or spiritual importance. In other places, certain predators are protected because their populations are already under pressure. And in many places, people simply have no tradition of eating them. Food is never just biology. It is history, survival, economics, safety, and culture mixed together. But underneath all of those reasons is one invisible rule. Every step upward in the food chain costs energy, and predators live near the top. That makes them valuable in nature. They control populations. They shape ecosystems. They keep food webs from falling apart. But it also makes them one of the least efficient places for humans to look for dinner. So the next time you see chicken, beef, or pork stacked neatly in a store, remember what you are really looking at. You are looking at animals that turn lower-level food into human food relatively efficiently. And the reason there is no tiger beside the turkey is not simply fear. It is not simply law. And it is not simply that predators look too beautiful to eat. It is because nature already spent most of the energy getting that animal to the top. By the time you reach the predator, there is not much left to harvest. The animals we farm are usually lower on the food chain for a reason. Predators are built to chase dinner, not become it.